GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Lots of people in the house, so welcome everybody to Galatta Plus.
Thank you.
I'm going to begin with this question, which is just like, which actor, Vikram, you're not allowed to answer this, which actor had the word Jubilee in his nickname?
Rajendra Kumar.
Rajendra Kumar.
Not bad.
Jubilee Kumar.
I heard Jubilee Kumar.
Because somebody asked this question 2 days ago.
What? Yeah.
Everyone's asking.
Oh God, this question is so getting cut right now. So, but tell me, what was?
Yeah, Dada answered it, I mugged it.
Oh, okay.
And in our team, Vikram sir.
Okay.
Jubilee Kumar.
You know, maybe we can start from there. Like, given the fact that this is set in the Hindi cinema era of a certain time, what's the oldest Hindi film that each one of you has seen?
I've seen Aag.
Wow. Okay, that's like okay.
I've seen KL Sehgal's Devdas.
I was just about to say that.
Goes back to 35, 36.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, you win.
Yeah.
I think you're winning this round. Okay.
I saw that too because
Okay.
I really like Sanjay Leela sir's Devdas. तो फिर बाद में मैंने बाकी भी देखी and I.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know, maybe Sahibi or Upanam. I don't know if that's very old. Huh?
That is. Yeah.
I will tell two names. Like one is of course Promotesh Borua's Cycle, then Del Cycle, and one is Mukti Promotesh Borua's.
Okay.
Kanon Devi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have seen a couple of older films than this, और इधर कहीं घर पे चल रही है देखते हुए चलते हुए देख लिया और बैठ गए. But two films which I remember properly is Jewel Thief and Tere Sab.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah,
Devanand
and,
fan?
Devanand, big Devanand Sab fan. We've discussed this back in the day as well. I mean, on set and during interviews as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I think because of that.
So Vikram, you were an assistant. You assisted Sanjay Leela Bhansali, and he's the last of an era of directors. I don't mean chronologically, but in terms of a certain sensibility. Did working with him help you on this show? Because it's just like superbly mounted, but there's also that wonderful eccentricity here that Bhansali often gets out of his performers, and is that something that you imbibe from him?
No, so I just answered that question. So I think working with Sanjay, I think the mounting actually is exactly what having assisted him helps you. Because when I assisted Sanjay, it was on Humdil and Devdas, which were both kind of like pre-digital era films. They weren't films where you would normally go out and just like do set extensions and that kind of stuff. You actually had to build pretty much everything that to shoot, and you had depth within depth within depth, and I think so. Being prepped as an assistant director to know that we're gonna go and do 1,000 extras today, we're gonna be here and there and there and there, and also boats and carriages and cars. I think helps you just give the confidence, that fact that you can, in a sense, mount something at that scale. So definitely, I think having worked with Sanjay to be able to understand a certain amount of like scale of mounting, but also lyricism of shot taking.
Yeah. Actually, that's something else. Yeah, the lyricism of shot taking. Yeah.
So there is that, which is a certain rhythm that one is kind of applied to some of the the shot taking over here, and there is. I think the performances are a certain. They're very realistic, but there is that little sort of like 5% kind of like just slightly played up from the normal sense of what realism would be.
Right.
Those things are.
Yeah. Prosenjit, did it take you a lot of convincing to come back to the world of, if not Hindi cinema, then just Hindi film world? And what are your memories of Andhiyan? I just have to ask you this. That was his debut film.
Yeah, debut in Hindi. Yeah, of course, long back, David's film. No, I think, honestly speaking, for me right now, it's not Hindi, Bengali or Tamil or Telugu.
Right.
From last 10, 12 years, the way I am handling myself as a career, if you see, I've been doing a lot of different kind of cinema. Of course, I was absolutely a hardcore mainstream actor, but I had started doing a different kind of cinema.
Oh, definitely.
So for me to work with, new age directors, somebody, and I am truly I'm saying that after watching Udaan, I think a lot of work, but Udaan was one of my this director is something fantastic. So I never, I was not expecting that I'm going to get a call from this man, Vikram sir, and he will offer me something like this. So I'm right now. I'm enjoying myself basically. I will say rather that work is something. Maybe when I was doing Adhya, there was a lot of other pressure, other baggages with me. Now I don't have any baggages. It's
You have to prove
I'm
yourself.
exploring. Yeah. So now I want to be excited. I want to make my director happy. I want to get something new every day in every character. So, I've done Subhash Bose and all. Nobody can think that I can do a Subhash Bose. So, I'm trying to enjoy my work, and with the new age director, somebody who will not work with me like that star or brand Prosenjit.
Right.
Will take me out something new from
Right.
music.
So how much did working with Ritu Parno Ghosh help with that? Because that was
Ritu, I
that
think
was a
I had
phase
worked
that
around
you
6,
had.
7 films.
Yeah.
And of course, I always say that Ritu made me understand one thing, that I have another Prosenjit inside me. Maybe he had given me that opportunity. Then I always say in all my interviews that now Srijit, Kaushik, the new directors, I'm working with them maximum. But that new Prosenjit, I think Ritu had made me understand you have something else inside you. So I started exploring a new birth in a way. So
Right.
that Ritu, of course, had a huge contribution.
Yeah. So, question to all you actors is, when you are in a field and when you are portraying people in that field, does it become any easier, or is it the same like anything else?
I think it doesn't become easy or difficult.
Because the world is something that
You just have a little different perspective towards it. That's
Right.
about it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't become easier or difficult. It's whatever is written on paper, you have to just perform that. But yeah, you can have a little different perspective towards it.
I think definitely easier because we know this profession. We know how it feels to be on a set and what to do. Otherwise, if you're playing a character which has a different profession, you have to do so much research, and you meet those people. यहाँ पे खुद से मिलना पड़ता है. So it's easier. Yeah.
That's a nice line, actually.
So it's nice. It's a good exercise to understand your own world.
I'm so sorry I didn't follow the question. I wanted to ask, what was the question?
This is a portion that's getting cut out, and I'm not getting penalized.
He's happy that you're going to cut it.
No, I just went somewhere with his story when he said.
No. I just said,
Rituparna
is
Saab
it
told
easier
him that
being an actor and
there's nothing else.
playing someone in the film industry? Is what I was asking.
As an actor, when we play someone
In the film industry.
yeah.
Is it easier or more difficult?
Or difficult.
Oh.
Being an actor, playing an actor, is it easier?
I mean, if there's a I think these are two different things, and at the end of the day, I think you have to find a person when you have a live example, and when you can study the body language and everything about a person. You somehow, I don't know, tap into the thought process.
नहीं समझा तो
Eventually.
question नहीं समझा.
It's easier or difficult to play someone from the industry or just any other person.
Being an actor,
Being an actor.
Playing an actor, is it
Easier or difficult?
easier or difficult?
It's actually fun.
Okay. I think I got my answer. I think I got my answer. So, Aditi, you were going somewhere with this.
yeah, no, I
actually fun to
think
be
I think honestly, at the end of the day, it's not what's happening between action and cut. That's not what we're showing. We're showing people's lives, and those lives are very different lives. So the life that I live today as an actor, I have certain things that are natural to me, and for Sumitra Kumari, those things are not. I mean, there's no. Those worlds don't collide at all.
That's the character you're playing in the
Absolutely. And everything, every stimuli is different, and every response is different, and so it's actually not that easy, because you're playing every time you play something, even if you know the profession, it's like it's the human being is different.
Yeah.
So it's never the same,
Right.
and you always feel butterflies every day before you walk onto set, saying, will I be able to show the trueness of this person, and will this person go and sit inside your heart?
Yeah.
Every day you feel that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you hope that the
but
director
I feel
smiles.
That's again, वो तो आपको हर एक character के साथ वो तो you always feel
individual is always
difficult to
different.
understand a completely new person. But I feel अगर आप जैसे if I play a doctor, I'll have to be I'll have to research so much on उनकी लाइफस्टाइल, उनका वो पूरा दिन, वो किन चीज़ों में उनका इंटरेस्ट रहता है, क्या है जो उनको, you know, just small things. I feel as an actor, when I'm playing an actor, there are certain things that वो automatically it just makes it easier for you.
Yeah.
हाँ, उसमें आप ढूंढ सकते हैं कि अच्छा आपके कैरेक्टर को किन चीज़ों से प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, किन चीज़ों को बड़ा, जैसे एज एन एक्टर मुझे लगता है कि मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं होते कॉस्ट्यूम ट्रायल्स. आई हेट कॉस्ट्यूम ट्रायल्स. बट देन आई कैन प्ले अ कैरेक्टर जिसको शायद वो कॉस्ट्यूम ट्रायल्स और वो हर बार जब नए कपड़े पहन के आती होगी तो वो पसंद हो सकता है. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट दैट कैन चेंज, बट देन आई वुड नो दैट ये एक चीज होती है कॉस्ट्यूम ट्रायल्स जो शायद पसंद हो सकती है और जिसको शायद नहीं भी पसंद हो सकती. बट हाँ,
Sorry, finish.
हाँ, तो आई फील कि जस्ट एज एन एक्टर प्लेइंग एन एक्टर, बेसिक्स आपको वो एक लाइफ का वो थोड़ा हल्का सा फील हो जाता है. देन आप ऊपर नीचे कर सकते हो कि कितना बड़ा स्टार है या कम है, स्ट्रगलिंग. तो आई जस्ट फील कि वर्ल्ड आपको कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा फेमिलियर लगता है एज कम्पेयर टू समवन हु गोज टू अ हॉस्पिटल एवरी डे. द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दैट पर्सन सीज एवरी डे, दैट कैन ऑब्वियसली बी डिफरेंट एंड मोर डिफिकल्ट.
Yeah.
I think if you find,
I
if you, sorry, please.
No, continue.
If you just, I think if we just find the reason why, and this person is an actor in the first place, or this person is a
Yeah.
doctor, if you find the reason why, looking at his journey or creating one, that's when
Things get
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
I've actually played an actor before, and in a Telugu film called Sammohan.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't find that hard. Not at all. But I found this a really big challenge.
But this is very different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Different
what. Because
era.
those two girls are so different. In Sammohanam, it was Mohan sir was like, "Please be yourself," and in this Vikram sir was, "Please don't be yourself."
थोड़ी evil हो जाओ जिंदगी में.
Yeah.
Be bad.
हमने लेनी है मदन कुमार की पूरी वाइट लगानी है.
Madan Kumar.
Yeah, with you especially, when you're acting in something like Jeshtoputra, which is a simply mind-blowing film, and you're
Thank
playing
you.
a
Thank you.
film like a superstar, right? And that's like you just yourself. That's too close because in a way that role is reflecting you. Does it make you think about certain things that maybe you don't process on a daily basis?
So
Like a role that's written that way?
When, in fact, I'm lucky enough, like, it's again a blessing that I've done 2 films. One was Srijit's first Autograph, where I played that.
Yeah.
It's an Ayok coming back.
Yeah.
So that 10, 11 years back.
Yeah.
And then again I played Kaushik Ganguly, where I'm a superstar. I think 2 ways, like these directors, when they write this kind of a script, especially in Bangla, I mean, they always say it has to be you, like it's made for you. So the same way Maharaj Uttam Kumar was cast in Ray's film.
Right.
So Shomit Chatterjee had done maximum. So that is one way. And when I do this kind of a character, it helps me a lot. Of course, with that my experience, and they want that thing. But again, what Aditi was saying, when I do inside a character, when it comes to a human, there it becomes challenging. Here, where this world, what is the beauty of Jeshtoputra? He's a superstar, but he's failure in his family, to his brother. So like he's nothing there. So.
It's as simple as just asking for a mirror. I'll put my arm around my makeup artist. Sumitra Kumari will never. She'll be like,
Right, absolutely.
Aditi really feels about this issue. We're like,
because
Yeah, you're right.
because it's
We can
so
feel the beat.
hard, to
Yeah.
to
It's like-
your natural
Yeah.
this thing is it's so opposite. And I've done some Mohanam and this was so different.
मुझे थप्पड़ मारती लगा. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
This is Aditi, we know.
It's damn hard.
so you got a line here where you said, स्टार बने हो, स्टार बन के रहो,
जी.
एक्टर बनने की कोशिश मत करो.
जी, Prosenjit sir मुझे कहते हैं.
What's your
Take on that.
Take on star versus
Very
actor?
strong line. Very strong line.
वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग लाइन एंड वेरी रेलेवेंट लाइन. वो इमेजिन कीजिए कि 60-70 साल से आज भी रेलेवेंट है वो लाइन. सर देखिए, एक्टर और स्टार दोनों, स्टार तो आवाम बनाती है, आप नहीं बन सकते. एक्टर आप फिर भी रोज अपने क्राफ्ट को थोड़ा शायद बेटर कर सकते हैं. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, प्लेइंग इन द मिडल विल बी अ विन विन. आपको दोनों तरफ की चीजें मिल जाती हैं. और एक्टर इन द टोटल प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म, if I can be honest, थोड़ा कठिन भी है. I mean, especially when you don't come from that purest background. आप FTI से नहीं हैं.
Okay.
तो इसलिए वो मैच करना मुश्किल भी हो सकता है. Of course, homework उसमें बेहतर किया जा सकता है. As actors, we would try to do that every day. But having said that, keeping in mind the overall scheme of things in current day and age, I think playing in the middle is a win-win.
Right.
और दोनों सही और गलत में कोई नहीं है. तीनों पे कुछ सही गलत
I was
नहीं
just like having your take because the thing is, you can have a star often gets boxed into a kind of a certain whereas an actor is freer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then a lot of people do crave that stardom because they want that's what's really taking them to the.
And तभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो बीच में खेलना बिल्कुल सही है. More than that, apart from अगर मैं acting के उससे भी बाहर निकलूँ box से, I don't know how much of work you have followed me for my work you followed here. Apart from films, I do music also, I host also. So मतलब मैं बीच में ही खेलने को तैयार हूँ हमेशा. And I think that really keeps me happy and मुझे ज़्यादा stress नहीं होता इन चीज़ों का कि ये पकड़ के चलना है या ये पकड़ के चलना है. I take one day at a time and I'm very happy with that.
Right. So Vikram, did you ask your cast to give them references of certain actors and say, I want you to be like this, I want you to be like this, I want you to follow this?
So I think with Sidhant, it was a very definite, like, go watch these movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, give you a bunch of films to go watch. With Apar, a little bit of the same. With Aditi, it was more, don't watch any old movies, but I made her watch The Favourite, Yorgos Lanthimos' film, to have a look at Rachel Weisz's performance.
Okay.
So exactly what she's saying, that I'm such a nice person. I said, you need to be, you want to bite, go watch how Rachel Weisz does it. You know what I mean? I think with Dada, it was actually, he knows. When I said, I mean, literally when the first thing is like, what are you thinking? So I said, waistcoats, very nicely, cuffed shirts, slicked back hair, and we can do an age. And he got exactly what I was kind of like talking about. And आपको तो कुछ
हाँ मुझे नहीं मुझे तो सही है
ऐसी छिछोरी है she's not she'll get it.
So it's more like would you say it's more like an amalgam of older stars rather than any particular
it's a total man. It's more about what I think what Atul and in the writing and me it was more about the ambition of the era of being able to. Which is why there's constant references to Mughal Azam, there's constant references to the fact that you want to make films bigger. It's about vision, it's about mounting something towards, so it wasn't so, and that comes from your great directors that we've seen and producers actually that we've seen in the past who want to be able to go out there and put, so whether it's Raj Kapoor or Devanand or K. Asif, whoever it is, I think the reference point came from a lot of the filmmakers at that time. So it's not one specific. There's shades of, in Jai Khanna, there's shades of Devanand, there's shades of Raj Kapoor, and there's shades of Dilip Kumar also.
Right.
Choose what you want.
So one of the things that you've done here, Vikram, is to take an older era and present a product that looks very contemporary. As in, what I mean is, it's like I said, a Bhansali film. When you see a Padmavat today, it doesn't feel like Mughal Azam, because I don't know how many people will actually have the patience today to go and watch a Mughal Azam. But at the same time, how do we continue to make people at least a little bit interested in that was also a valid style, and that's how people spoke, and that is how they batted their eyelids, and that is how they did their adas, and how do you make this? Is it possible at all, or is that gone? It's like only hardcore cinephiles are going to go back and look at that, and people are just going to watch Jubilee and say, okay, chalo, we're getting an idea of what happened there. And
no, I think, look, the genuine, I think maybe some of it comes through the music. I think the music of the era is so special that there is always a reason to want to go see. You hearing these words, but how are these words picturized on screen, I think there's a massive, there's a difference there. I do agree. I think there's an entire generation that has almost a sort of like a disdain for black and white. Or not a disdain is too strong a word. Maybe it's just the fact of like, black and white. They've never watched a black and white film. They've never seen. They have no, no desire to either, and that's fine, I guess. Nothing that one can. I think so. But yes, there are still a lot of people out there who genuinely love the olden era. I think in Jubilee, what we tried to do was try and again, because I've seen so many period movies and period shows that get so caught up in the periodness of what they're doing that they end up feeling like period movies themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big mistake. I didn't want. I was very conscious of not doing that. I think there's a certain pace and a certain style that I wanted to bring, which yes, it's not handheld and it's not that kind of. That was one of the rules. Like we won't have a single handheld shot. It'll all be on a dolly or on sticks or something that gives that feeling. But we will move the camera a lot.
Right.
There'll be a lot of motivated and unmotivated movements of camera. So that was a fairly deliberate kind of thing. But also I think the style of speaking, like even yes, there is the way that someone like Nilofer speaks. There is. Yes, that she is from Lucknow and she is from a Kota and therefore she will speak a certain way. But we haven't gone over the top where it's just like it's obtuse to people.
Right.
I think there's just that little bit that brings in, that gives you flavor. But it's very straight up Hindi, fairly modern.
Right. That's what I was.
Yeah, without any obvious, that's the word you'll never use, but it's not like, this language is becoming too serious. So.
Right. With acting, like you're now a veteran of doing performances in another era.
Hi,
but
veteran.
in general, like
Hi, veteran.
yeah, so, but
I'm very happy you use this
I'm
word.
hiding
Veteran and
some-
highness.
I'm going to change her name in my phone book.
to veteran.
Yeah, Aditi veteran.
Highness.
Hi, Aditi.
No, but generally, what is the like when you're doing that, what is the toughest thing? I mean, like, because you've got to. I mean, anything where you have to transform yourself is difficult. But when you're kind of looking at a profession at a different era, what is your toughest thing to do?
I'm so sorry. Did you say from going from here to the 40s?
Is that-
What is the most
Yeah,
difficult
yeah,
thing to
like to play somebody from another era.
आई थिंक जो आप बात अभी सर से कर रहे थे कि उसके पेस को आपने कैसे मेंटेन करना है, वो मेरी लाइफ की प्रॉब्लम हो सकती थी इस सेट पे.
Okay.
बिकॉज आई एम अ वेरी अप टेम्पो जंपी बॉय. ओके, तो बस उसको सिर्फ कंट्रोल करना, आई थिंक दैट वाज द मेन इशू फॉर मी. आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट.
And removing his Punjabi.
Yeah. I'm somebody who listens to only Punjabi songs. मेरी प्लेलिस्ट में सारे के सारे 2000 गाने पंजाबी गाने. So, but having said that, मेरी हिंदी बिल्कुल सही है, लेकिन क्योंकि मैं पंजाबी में बात करता हूँ, लिखता हूँ, पढ़ता हूँ और पंजाबी गाने सुनता हूँ, तो मेरे एक थोड़ा सा उस तरफ स्क्यूड है पंजाबी की तरफ, ज़्यादा मतलब इंक्लिनेशन है. तो यस, वो वर्कशॉप्स हमने करी जिससे हिंदी और बेहतर हो पाई. थैंक्स विकास सर.
ये जुबली के गानों को भी पंजाबी में ट्रांसलेट कर चुके हैं अभी.
मैं बीचों में मैं जितने अगर ये पंजाबी में इसको हमने डब करना तो मैं खुद करता लड़के और सडनली बीचों भी करता मैं. रत्ना बल्ले बड़ा चिकन ले आओ.
That might be the line of the actually putting several. So what about you?
Well,
You've done this before, though.
I have done it. So it's a bit difficult, because I think today's date, you can see that the entire lifestyle has changed. The operational style has changed. The mentality of the actors, director, it has changed. And I had seen, especially when I was a kid, basically.
Right.
I saw with my dad. I was just talking to them. They were the real, the lifestyle was totally different, honestly speaking. Today, entire system has changed. It's just like any other profession now. We have to be very, professionally handling the things. So for me to get into that, it takes little time. But yeah, it was little easier for me because I have experienced it. I've done little kind of a Mohanayok and,
Right. Veteran.
yeah. But
But you're all over. You're everywhere. I see you. You're in some costumes. It's like it's never needed costumes. It's just so.
Maybe I should have come in shorts. That was the plan. No, I'll tell you, like, because our truth is this, okay? And when the moment that you're doing something that is of another time, it's so easy to posture and to almost make it like jhoota. Like it should not look jhoota. It should look like you actually woke up like that. Like you wake up in a garara, or you basically, to say it simpler, it should not look postured. That you're not posturing and that you're not you just have to make it honest
Right.
and real.
Right.
And that you feel that this is your reality for that short time between action and cut. And it's, I think the challenge is that the dialogues, however much like incredible writers try to make them real, there is a different meter to the dialogues. And even so with Jubilee, they were really, like, it wasn't very old language or anything, but like quite often the meter was reversed, you know. And it's so easy to fall into kind of like a rhythmic sing-song pattern, you know, with lines, because they're not natural to us.
Right.
So to make that like effortless, to make it roll off your tongue, to make it sound like that's how you actually speak, this is how you actually dress. Yeah, so basically to cut out the posturing and cut out the mimicry of it, and to just make it honest and I woke up like this.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That's the challenge.
Vikram, finally, when you mentioned that there were certain cinematic techniques that you avoided to make it look the way it did, but was there also some mental transformation that you had to undergo as a director, because did you want to think like a director of that time, and therefore did you study any particular film to see how the kind of how it's done or paced or whatever it is?
Not for the show, not for the drama series, but yeah, for the scenes that these guys are shooting in the film. Like
In the film
those
within
were-
the
film in the film, like those actually had even more rules to apply.
Yeah.
In the sense that, okay, we have to use those older cranes, or at least if we're using like a new crane, make it feel like an older crane, shake it. Make sure the tracks are not kind of like aligned so it jumps, and like those kind of things. So we did that, but yes, there is a certain approach. Some of the songs, that there's a very deliberate approach. Okay, let's shoot this like how V. Shantaram would shoot a song. Let's shoot this like how Raj Kapoor would shoot a song. So that approach was taken in certain places. But otherwise, for the drama part of it, it was not. I think the only thing was, the thing is also there's so much that we figure out on the first day of shoot. You can set every single rule that you want in life, saying that ye nahi karenge, until you actually go on set for the first time and set up a camera, till you actually know, okay, we can use this lens or not use that lens, and even then it becomes very fluid because every scene is different, because the emotion is different. So you want to isolate a character in a party, so you use a certain kind of lens versus having them be a part of it.
Yeah.
So it was all that was just on the day.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned the lenses, because it's also one of the most gorgeous looking shows I've seen. It's just absolutely, gorgeous without calling attention to yourself. You know what I mean? It's like it just looks very.
No, that was that full credit to Pratik, my production designers, both Aparna, Mukund, Shruti, costume designer.
The whole team.
So phenomenal job.
Thanks all of you, and
Thank you so much.
have a great show.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.